Hey guys, Marianne Elliott from 360 Mortgage Solutions. So today I wanted to jump on and talk to you about a common scenario we're seeing at the moment, and that is where someone has a property they'd like to purchase, and then after they've purchased that property, they will then sell their current home. Now, one option to help with this is called a bridging loan. So a bridging loan allows you to borrow all the funds to purchase the next property before you have sold your current property. Now, some of the pros to this is it allows you to move into the new home, secure that new property, and then prepare your current one for the market. Now, as everyone knows, when you're going to sell a property, there's lots of little things that you want to get done to the house, and it can be really tough to do that whilst you're still living in it, whilst the family is still living in it, and while you have all your furniture in it. The other pro to a bridging loan is it means that you've got your current home set up and on the market and you're no longer having to live in it. So that each time you have an open home, you don't have to worry about going and wiping everything down and making sure it all looks spotless. You can even consider staging that property with furniture from a staging company so that it really does show potential buyers how beautiful that property can be without you having to use all your own furniture. Another really common thing that particularly my older clients love is the idea of having someone or lots of people you don't know coming through your property with all your possessions in there can be a little bit unnervy. So buying that new property and moving into it first and then marketing your current property once it's empty and no longer has your personal possessions in it can be a real draw card for some clients. So as with everything, there are some cons. So some things to be mindful of when it comes to a bridging loan, and probably one of the most important ones to factor in is it does come with a higher interest rate. So the bridging part, the part that you plan to repay when you sell the current property, that does have a higher interest rate. Now that higher interest rate is not exorbitant, but it definitely is something worth considering. It also means that those repayments on that portion that is bridging, so that portion that's getting repaid once you sell your current property, is compounding. It gets added to the loan and you don't actually have to make any repayments on that part of the loan. So that can be a good thing with cash flow, but it can also mean that it's eating into a little bit of your sale proceeds when you do sell that current property. Another thing to be wary of when it comes to bridging loans is if you have an unrealistic view of what you're going to sell your property for and where the market is, it could potentially get you unstuck. And the reason being is the banks typically give you up to 12 months to get your property sold. If you don't sell within that 12 months, you are in breach of that bridging contract. And that can mean that the bank can take ownership over selling that property for you. So being mindful of where the market is for the property price and value and making sure that you're not trying to overachieve a price. So as you can see, a lot of clients at the moment are considering their options when it comes to bridging because it means that they can get that new property without getting out of the property market for too long and potentially risk not being able to get back in. And it also means that they can then prepare their current property for sale without having to worry about living in that property. As with always, it's a case-by-case basis on what suits my clients. So I would encourage you, if it's something you're thinking about doing, if you're thinking about buying your next property, whether it's a bigger home for a bigger family, a growing family, or whether it's to downsize to make the cleaning easier, I'd encourage you to have a chat to your broker first to look at all your options so that you can find the one that suits you best. Other than that, guys, that's it from me. I hope you have a fantastic day and I'll catch you in the next video.